Yeah, Tyler, get us into My Home Hero episode 1.
Hell yeah. So we're gonna be talking about my home hero called From Today, I Am a Killer. So this basically is about a 47-year-old businessman named Tetsuo. Who finds out that his daughter that's in college has been physically abused by her boyfriend. So he takes action to protect her, and in doing so, gets himself into quite a predicament. Uh, After watching some previews of this, I kind of thought that Tetsuo was going to be your secret, like jacked hand to hand specialist that easily takes down people. But right from the start, we see that he's just like an average 47-year-old guy, which kind of surprised me. Did y'all have similar expectations coming into this?
So
I
I
go
oh,
ahead,
go for it,
Dan.
Matt. I was gonna say
Okay.
I didn't do any research on this show. I just kind of like knew what you told me, so I kind of went in with an open eye on it, And after seeing him in like the first couple of scenes, I was like, I'm actually kind of really excited to see how he pulls this off because I read the synopsis and it was like basically I don't want to spoil it yet. We're not there yet, but basically he does something and like it just goes batshit crazy from there. So
Well, the thing that got me is like it's literally called My Home Hero. So when you're thinking about a hero, you're thinking about somebody that is, above average. And this guy ain't it. So
Yeah. I mean, that's true, but he went above and beyond for what
yeah,
he
I mean,
did. Yeah, he did a little
100%.
yeah, so yeah, to get into the episode a little bit more, like it kind of starts off and he's trying to have lunch with his daughter. I guess he didn't get to see her much. She kind of just hangs out with her boyfriend, abusive boyfriend, and he finally gets to see the marks on her face at lunch. And she kind of just walks away, and then he kind of finishes the meal, follows her back to her apartment. And then the boyfriend's coming out, and he kind of follows them for a little bit. And lo and behold, they go into some random business that they were probably too old to be going in. And he's like, "What's that about?" And then he gets pulled down a dark alley. They beat him up, take his clothes off, take a picture of him with his license so everybody will know it's him. And they pretty much blackmail him into not even looking at him anymore. So
Yeah.
he kind of figures out this is Yakuza. Like this is a gang, who would be doing that over this random kid and his 3 friends? Um, and it was really interesting. Like you said, Tyler, you would expect someone being called my home hero to be overpowered. So I thought he was actually going to start kicking his ass, but he ends
Yeah.
up ends up with his dick out on some trash in the alleyway. And I was like, "Oh, this is a little different than what I thought it was going to be." To your point.
yeah, and it was crazy too when he was following the boyfriend because the boyfriend was like openly talking about like hitting his daughter and like this is fine, I'm just gonna throw her away anyways. Like I'm just here to steal her like grandfather's inheritance, and it was really fucked up. And it's crazy to think that like people actually operate like that, But I mean, Yakuza's Yakuza.
Yeah. And
And it's
come to
even
find
crazier that like Tetsuo didn't at that point he didn't even really believe that that was the guy that his daughter was dating. Like, he still had hope that she was actually, like, just, I guess, not
running into the
lying, but,
door
like
or something, yeah.
Falling down the
yeah,
stairs.
yeah,
Mhm.
that she was dating, like, a good person. He still didn't believe it, so it was wild to me. Like, you got all the proof you need, bro. He's
Yeah, and
telling you.
I mean, he wasn't sure until basically one of is it Nobuto?
Nobuto actually said Rika's name. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the things like, who's that bitch you're hanging out with? He's like, oh, her name's Rika, And it's like, oh, damn, his face was just broken, dude. I felt so bad for him in
Yeah,
that
he was
scene.
hurt. Yeah. I couldn't imagine being like in his shoes. Um, but yeah, it was just really, really sad. It was really, really, really sad. So what happened next, guys? So he gets threatened, and then I cannot remember exactly what happens next. Tyler?
So,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
oh yeah, I
Yeah, go
was
ahead,
basically
Dan.
gonna say that he, wants to talk to his daughter, so he goes to her apartment. He has the spare key, and he's kind of like in there looking for some evidence, being a little
Ooh.
detective,
Mm-hmm.
being a little detective.
By the
And
way,
Nobuto,
uh, they don't know that he actually listens to like I guess crime podcasts. Like he's a big crime person, crime podcast listener. So
Yeah, he likes like
yeah.
crime novels and stuff like that. Yeah, true crime shit.
And I mean, if you like true crime, this is the perfect show for you. Like, if you need
It
a
is
starter anime
actually.
for like, I mean, my wife loves true crime shit. She's obsessed with Criminal Minds, NCIS, all that stuff. And if
Yeah.
if your girl is into that, or your significant other, definitely put them on this show because I think they'd really enjoy it.
Yes, there's so many people that like absolutely love true crime things. Um, I've started getting into it a little bit myself, so it definitely has that feel to it. It's the same feel. But yeah. So he's in the apartment. He hears the guy coming in the door and he hides in the closet. And he's like, "Man, this dude's dangerous." He says, Nobutu starts talking about, "Oh, I'm gonna take the inheritance. I'm gonna get rid of her." And he starts talking about the two girls he's dated in the past. And it seems like they both ended up dead. So he's like, "Whoa, hold on. Like, I can't let him do this to my daughter. Like, what am I gonna do about this?" And he kind of goats him into coming towards the closet that he's in. And the funniest part of the episode for me, he just pops out of the closet and open palm fists them in the dick. I mean, puts all his force into it. He's like, "I can't beat this guy in a fight, so I gotta get him on the ground now."
I was not expecting that at all, and I was so hyped when it happened.
It was fucking hilarious. A great frame right there.
But
I
like,
mean, he was smart. So I mean, I'll give him
he had
that.
to do what he had to do, man, because he
Yeah,
knew he was gonna end up dead or blackmailed. That guy took a picture of him with his dick out.
yeah.
So
definitely. But so my favorite part of the episode actually is so he takes him down with the old nut shot, and he's trying to find a weapon, and he's in a kitchen. Like, there's knives everywhere, and old homeboy reaches for a rice cooker. So we have to add death by rice cooker to one of our favorite ways of seeing somebody gruesomely murdered officially for this podcast. I mean, that was incredible. Just beating a dude over the head with a pressure cooker. I was laughing so hard. I was like, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I have a very similar rice cooker in my kitchen, and that's probably the last thing I would grab, to be honest. He kind of had to bludgeon him to death, over and over and over and over. And I was like, "Yo, go get a knife, man. Make quick work of this dude." But no, he ends up off an old boy, and now he's in some real trouble because he knows his daughter's going to be coming, and actually his wife shows up first, right?
Yeah, I was to say his wife walks in right after, and he's just sitting there like, fuck. But she's like, I'm all in on this. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, she wouldn't. She's a rider. She's a rider. Kaisen is a rider, bro. Who do you know that would be like, "Nah, yeah, we'll take care of it. We're gonna go up with the Yakuza. Fuck it." A real
Nobody.
one. A real
Nobody.
one.
I mean, did she really know that they was the Yakuza yet, or did
He
she just
said
walk
that.
in and she was like she just seen her husband murder or something? Well, the after effects of murdering someone, and she just walks in just like, okay, I understand. Like, damn,
No,
girl.
he actually said like, well, he told her what he told her what he did. And then he was like, "Yeah, so there's an organization behind this guy. We're definitely dealing with Yakuza." Um, so she's like, if he does something to our daughter or one of us, like the police aren't going to know. They're just going to hide the body and say, chalk it up to a missing person because
I do
Yakuza is really
remember that.
powerful in Japan,
Okay.
right? And then she's just immediately like, "Fuck it, yeah, we'll do it to him then. Run it back." And it was really cool. So I thought it was a cool moment. I thought there was several cool moments in this first episode of this anime, and that it really drew me in. Like, what about you guys? Like, was this like the part that like really got you guys going? It really thickened the plot, right?
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. I mean, I'm really excited to see where it goes. Like, I'm usually not into this type of show. And while the animation is like okay, the plot so far has been really good for me. I really enjoyed it.
Phenomenal.
yeah, same here. Like, I I was sold after I figured out that the dude wasn't OP, that he was just normal. Because that means we're gonna get like very interesting action scenes. So,
Right.
and it's gonna be more strategic, which I'm all about.
So to back things up a little bit, guys, do you think that Tetsu could have solved this issue another way, like without killing old buddy?
I don't know, man, because like you mentioned, they have his information. They have a picture of him. He can't go to the police. If he waits any longer, his daughter's gonna die. Like, I think he did what he had to do, I can't see a way that he could have pulled it off with, unless like he took his daughter and they ran for it. But at
That's
that
true.
point, he's leaving his job and he's uprooting his daughter who's in college, working on getting a career and everything else like that. And I think it'd be really tough to do that.
I mean, the only way I could see that even having a chance at having a way out of this is the dude was after inheritance or something like that from her grandfather. Maybe if he gave him what he wanted, that he would be left alone, maybe?
Mhm.
I mean, that would have been a risky chance to take, but I mean, look at what trouble he's fixing to be in now because not only did he kill a member of the Yakuza, he killed a special member of the Yakuza, and we'll get
Right.
into that in a little bit probably. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
definitely.
that I was gonna go ahead and rip with it,
yeah,
honestly.
okay.
So shortly after, there's a guy hanging out outside the apartment as Rico leaves and the mother leaves, and he's saying, "I think that somebody is still in there, right?" And he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go in. Your son hasn't. Oops, my bad, guys.
Mm.
Tetsu hasn't come out in a while, and he goes in and he ends up finding the body, right, guys? And we learn that Tetsu is actually Tetsu is actually the son of the leader of the Yakuza. So the plot thickens significantly, man. So like, but did you guys see that coming? 'Cause I thought he was
No.
just gonna be like a high up member of it, right?
Like, I still don't know if he's like I don't know if he's like the actual leader of the Yakuza, or just like a leader of a branch of the Yakuza, but he's a leader of
Uh-huh.
some sort, which is definitely worse than just being a normal Yakuza member. So
That's true. That's true. I think he's the so Yakuza, when you're talking about, it's just like a Japanese gang, right? So
yeah.
Yeah,
like
you've
we say the mob. There's multiple different mafia families. This is just a Yakuza, like it's a mob.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I think it seemed like he was. It seemed like he was calling the shots. At least everybody that was talking to him was kind of, very respectful of him, was listening to him. Um, and then he starts talking about how much he loves his son and his family. And it's fucking crazy, man. Because now he's gonna be after him.
Yeah. So the thing is like I'm not actually sure if he saw the body or not. Like they made it look like that, but I don't know because Tetsuo was still in the apartment and you got to think he would try and hide it and like pull something off.
How do you hide a whole ass grown man though?
Well, you put it in the bathtub, you close the bathroom door and you just go from there, right?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
but we
I
see the dude open the bathroom door, right?
Yeah, we
I,
saw that, and he
I don't
looked
know,
very
man.
surprised. But
I don't
maybe
know.
maybe he just
I
saw
think
Tetsu.
I think they're giving us a really good cliffhanger here. I don't know.
Dude, they did a good job with this first
Hey,
episode. This is
Cliffhanger
like
on
maybe
episode 1 is impressive.
it really
maybe our
is.
boy is gonna, make it a double homicide, bro.
Yeah, maybe he's got those
Maybe.
big old eyes, and homeboy has a knife in the bathroom. He's like, "Yo, I'm already a killer, though. I'm
Let me
Yeah,
already
pull it
man.
up
him."
it.
I'm already
Okay.
him.
um, we'll see soon. I
Yeah,
think. I think the next couple episodes. I think the next episode's out already. Maybe. I think.
yeah, so episode 2 is out. Interested to see where it goes. I almost watched it and I was like, I'm gonna hold off till next week. Like I'm gonna hold off. I don't want to go
Yeah,
in here knowing what's gonna happen next. So
Yeah.
that's fair. But guys, is there anything else to talk about with this?
yeah,
No.
I mean, were there parts that you really enjoyed or like you really didn't? Like, like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of the animation. It seems kind of like low budget, but we'll see where it goes. I'm really excited for the plot. And honestly, a
Yes,
plot can carry something more than animation. I mean,
that is true. Something can be pretty and suck.
we all talk about Demon Slayer, which is like animated beautifully, but the story is just kind of it's good. It's not like incredible.
It's big decent. It's big decent.
It's better than mid, but it's not like god tier, But the animation just carries that show.
Yes, it's like a 7 story, but 10 animation. One thing I did like was like when you picture a Yakuza boss, right? You think about like some hotshot, right? Big guy, intimidating. Tetsu's dad is a little guy who sits behind a phone and has like voice filters and does shady business that way. So that was really interesting to see that he's running a business like that. So I don't think that he himself is that dangerous. I just think he has a lot of dangerous people working for him. So I wonder if like the family can like get to him and stop the whole thing. I think that's going to be something we have to look at.
Yeah, I think he even said something like, he's not that type of person, so that's why he has, the 2 henchmen or whatever. That's why he's got them, because he's not that type of person. He can't do it. So,
Definitely. My
pretty
only
interesting.
Oh yeah, it was great, dude. My only worry is that like we're set up for one thing, and I hope they don't drag it out. Like I hope they keep building on it, and it's not just like the same kind of like getting out of this thing, getting out of that thing, getting out of this thing for 13 episodes or whatever we are for this show.
Yeah,
Like I hope they build in the plot more. So
yeah, that'd be dope.
We'll see.
Yeah, because it could get tiring that way, but I think it's going to be really, really fun.